Is IdrA, what's going through his head right now? There's so many Zerg players have it just hardwired into their fingertips that at X supply you have to build an Evo chamber because there might be DTs, and that becomes exponentially more true when you see the Protoss player go Zealot Stalker, and then if it's Zealot Stalker Stalker, it's like, okay, he's definitely doing something with all that gas because he's not building sentries.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the big things that you have to be aware of in that matchup is just the distribution of the Protoss' gas. That's always the big signifier of what Protoss is up to. So it looks like the players are in the game, and it is time for game number 2, ladies and gents, between IdrA and HuK, starting off day 2 in the right foot. Now, the map is going to be dual site. I'm a little surprised by IdrA's choice on this. I feel like it's good for a lot of ultra-aggressive plays, but that doesn't really seem like IdrA.
Yeah, he does prefer a more passive macro style. The thing about dual site that I think is appealing to IdrA and to most Zerg players is how incredibly open and far away the third base is for Protoss. It becomes very, very difficult for TOS to secure a third base on this map. It's very, very like Xel'Naga Caverns in that it's a relatively small 2-player map, but it's got an incredibly open center, so it gives you tons and tons of mobility all over the place. So while 2-base maps are typically something that Zerg players are perhaps a little bit aware of, I think dual site is one that plays out really nicely. I'm really interested to see that HuK going pylon on the low ground here.
Well, in the right position, we have the reigning champion of Dreamhack and widely considered to be perhaps the best Protoss player in the world. It is EG's HuK.
And his opponent, his teammate, down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, possibly the best Zerg player in North America, Evil Genius's IdrA. And, Forge Expand on dual site seems like it's really, really greedy day 9.
This does seem quite risky. I think many people remember the infamous play of Nesty on this map. Just rushed 4-layer, plopped creep down with Overlords, and Spine Crawler pushed the Expo. There was very, very little that the Protoss player could do about it.
Yeah, IdrA's going to be opening up Speedlings, so that kind of a play will be an option for him. If he gets he's not drone scouting, but that Overlord's going to, where is that Overlord going? He's turning right. So, I don't know. If he realizes that his opponent is in fact going for a very, very fast expansion in time, he can just forego speed and go straight up to layer and do something like Nesty did. He also has Roach aggression options. He also has Baneling aggression options. There are a lot of ways for Zergs to punish Forge Expand when the map is this open.
Yeah, I mean, remember the game from yesterday, the amazing series between Sheth and Todd. In their game on Metalopolis, Sheth just identified that this kind of expansion play was coming and instantly pushed it with Roaches. There was really not that much that the Protoss player could do.
Yeah, there's just so little that Protoss has when he does something like this. The gateways are super delayed. You can always throw down cannons, but I mean, if you have to build cannons, then yeah, build cannons. But really, you don't want to add cannons. You want to be able to hold with something else because your tech is slowed down. Your ability to produce units is slowed down greatly. So we'll see what it is that IdrA chooses to do. He still hasn't scouted HuK. I'm so surprised at his passive scouting.
Yeah. I think that's a great point you bring up about the delayed tech. When it's an open map, people will think, how do I end up making myself safe now? Building this second pylon to wall, building this cannon, and then this gateway to make sure that they're safe for right now. But anytime you're doing an early expand and you're thinking to yourself, ooh, it looks like we have that same play coming up the Roach cancel, Mr. Bitter. Anytime you think, I'm going to devote a lot of money to being safe now, it guarantees that you are weaker for later attacks. The Cybernetics core is the big key to defending most of those plays that you mentioned, Mr. Bitter. Without that, there's not that much hope for holding this off.
I really like what we're seeing from HuK here day 9. He is sending a probe all the way around the outskirts of the map. Ooh, and even putting down a proxy pylon.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, that might come into play a little bit later on. Obviously, the main purpose of this probe is to get a scout off. He's going to want to see if IdrA has an expansion. And
there it is. HuK.
Speed is done. No! That is a hugely important denial of scouting.
HuK has absolutely no idea that this push is coming. He's chrono boosting out some Zealots to apply a little bit of pressure. He does not know that this push is coming out right now. I do think that this pylon, if the game extends any length of time whatsoever, this could be the key attack point for HuK. passing by the watchtower. Now we see IdrA continuing to add on more roaches and lings. IdrA is going to do the all-in play. He can transition into something a little bit normal after the fact, but he is going to desperately, desperately need to do a lot of damage with this push, but I do think IdrA has a strong chance of winning right here.
Oh my gosh, HuK is so in the dark. He does have a sentry out, or did he get a sentry out?
Looks like completely skipped the sentry, instead favoring to devote that gas to a +1 attack upgrade.
That's right, and he's getting a Stalker instead. So IdrA's roaches, they are closing in on the natural expansion of HuK. He hasn't added any more cannons. It's about to get really intense, Day 9.
Uh-oh, here comes the push, and now HuK sees it, instantly pulls back, and we see the roaches beginning to try to work away. We see those zealots well positioned there, but the roaches absolutely evaporate those zealots, and all of a sudden it looks like EG's IdrA may be able to take a quick win.
Very, very possible. HuK has thrown down the Stargate back behind his Nexus, though, so he does have the Void Ray follow-up coming. Roach is continuing to stream down. HuK has pulled probes. He's trying to buy himself a lot of time, and he's doing a really good job, Day 9.
I mean, extremely impressive control there by HuK. We see that there are some weakened roaches in this mix. If HuK can maybe just get one extra shot down on that one back roach, he can take it out. The other cannon does manage to finish, and he traps with the probes.
Oh my god, the roaches are completely tapped. The Stargate is done. The Void Ray is on the way.
Unbelievable. HuK made that look easy.
Excellent defense there by HuK. IdrA still streaming across the map with a few more units, but as soon as this Void Ray pops out, his aggression is going to be over, and this is really starting to look like it could be a quick 2-0.
I cannot believe that that actually just happened. HuK held that off so calmly. We see a couple roaches moving on in. Big blunder there by IdrA, and there's the GG again. IdrA losing 2 of the fastest games I have seen in